All right, let's go. So, welcome, guys. Appreciate y'all for joining in. So, let's just quickly go over what happened last week, right? We saw very nice bullish moves, and that can just be quickly attributed to a trend line breakout. We have ES futures here, daily chart on the left, hourly chart on the right. Remember, we were talking about this little downtrend channel that we were in for, we were talking about it, since back here, since we were in it. We tried breaking out here. This was last Friday or 2 weeks, or 2 weeks ago, Friday. Failed, right? Dumped that supply, but look, still made a higher low. Even down here, right? Even though we sold off, there was still some bullish activity. Um, they were still buying it up basically. Then you had that breakout, and this was during Jay Powell, I believe. It was either during Jay Powell or before that. So you saw bullish activity, after Jay Powell or coming into his speech. I think his speech was Thursday actually, but that happened, right? We saw the bullishness. We broke out of that downtrend channel, which shifted us from bearish now into bullish. So this you would say it's not full on bullish because on the daily chart we're still technically in a downtrend, but this intermediate trend is definitely bullish. We broke above 4,000, which is 400 on SPY. Very bullish there. We even broke above this 407 area, which is supply. Right? You see how we rejected it back here, sold off. We finally broke above that, and we're looking good, right? So as of right now, there's still like 12 to 14 hours until market open. We have this gap here. The ideal setup for tomorrow's open is this gap is already filled and we open in this range. If we open in there, I'm looking to buy the dip because this is definitely bullish and we might be able to take that up higher to retest those futures highs there. So there's NASDAQ. Let's take a look at, not NASDAQ, there's ES. Let's take a look at NASDAQ now, right? Same thing, broke above that supply area on the hourly chart. Everything just looks pretty bullish here. Nice little breakout on everything really. So that looks good. Let's check to see where we can go next on NASDAQ. So we're already we tested 12,754. That's the futures high. Let's see where else we can go. I have this green supply area or demand area. I don't know where it's from, but I'll just keep it there because I'm sure it'll come into play eventually. So let me just clean this up. Let's see. Boom. 12,754. Got that level marked. Same thing, right? Same thing as ES. Ideally, come down, fill that gap so we can push it up higher. Let's see. Just from right now, it looks like if we break that high, we have a straight shot to 12,900. That's a very, very large move there. Let's check the Qs so we can show you what that is. So let's see. So it looks like what, 308? Somewhere around 308, 309. We have a nice move higher on the Qs. You could probably take that at 314, 312, 314 along those areas. That's a very nice move there. Okay, that looks really good. Yeah, that looks really good. So this week, the most important economic event is definitely going to be the inflation data. That's going to be coming out this Tuesday. Let me double check that really quickly, because I do believe it is this Tuesday. Yes, it's on Tuesday, 1 hour before market open. That's going to definitely be the most market moving event. Now, let me show you something, right? Because of how we broke this intermediate downtrend to the upside now. I'm not saying that we're gonna be, of course we're gonna be bullish, but the strength coming into it looks very good, right? So if we hold all of these levels here, we don't make lower highs and then break down again, it's likely that the inflation data is gonna be taken well by the market, and we end up shooting higher. Of course, that's all theorizing, but we've seen that many times how the technicals they set up before the news comes out. Price precedes news. That's where that comes from. So maybe we'll see what happens. We're gonna see what kind of moves we get tomorrow, what kind of action we get, and we'll see if the bulls really want to take this over and push things higher. Right now, it looks to be so. So with that being said, I have some setups here. I want to show y'all some plays that I'm going to be looking for if the market does continue bullish. First thing, TAN. This is the solar sector, right? This is the ETF for solar. Now check this out. You guys know solar has been on a tear, absolutely bullish, right? All across the board, all of them beat earnings. They look really good to continue higher. Now we're taking a look at this daily chart here. We can see a nice little falling wedge breakout. That one's kind of ugly, but let me fix it there. You can even see it better on the hourly chart, right? This wedge broke out, retested, right? Retested here, and now starting to go back up again. So this has a nice little range right here. It even, that's kind of even a triangle, really. Yeah, that's a triangle right there. So TAN, you've got a nice hourly triangle. If this breaks above, what, 88.5, I'm definitely going to be looking to take this higher, up to 90, up to 91 and 91.15. So that looks really good. Now, the stocks that I'm looking for inside of the solar ETF, number one is going to be Run. This already had its falling wedge breakout or bull flag, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, this is more of a wedge. But check this out, right? Boom, consolidated, broke out, nice volume, nice RVOL there too, elevated, and pushed it up higher to that next resistance. I actually want to see what that is. Look at that weekly chart, looks beautiful. You could honestly take this up to 42 and then 43.5. That looks really good there. Momentum looks strong. So with this one, I will be looking for a break of this high. This is going to be Thursday's high, right? And it's also going to coincide with Friday's pre-market high. So I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to actually say break above 39.19. You're going to see a move higher on this. This looks really good, especially with the strength here, with the breakout, with the increase in volume as well. So that definitely looks good there. I'll be watching that. Even better, if it pulls back, this would be a gift. This would be definitely a gift. If it pulls back to 37.5-ish, around that area, you can see how that's where they bought it. 37.4. It came down, but no, they bought it up to that level right there. Boom, took it up to 37.8. So that area around there, that would be definitely a gift, a dip buy in my eyes there. So I'll be watching Run for sure. FSLR is another one. Just a very, very strong stock. They've been getting price target raises left and right. On Friday, they got upgraded to 175 by Susquehanna. 175, they got 172 by Goldman. Piper Sandler, 175, right? So this is a very strong stock. It's still fundamentals, right? There's the fundamentals to FSLR. And that fundamentals is the Inflation Reduction Act that Biden signed a couple weeks back. That's very good for solar stocks. So specifically FSLR, the CEO came out and said that bill is likely going to add to FSLR's earnings about $3 or $4. to their earnings. So extremely bullish. That's why you're seeing those price target raises. This has a lot of room higher, and I like that this is at this area here. I like that it pulled back, right? This is the hourly 50 SMA right now. Even better, of course, would be the daily 9. That'd be the best entry, because you see how, look at this trend. It's just riding that. Boom, daily 9 tap, tap, go up higher, go up higher. So that looks really good for continuation there. It does not look like it wants to stop. Okay, so I'll be watching this name. Likely going to be looking at 136.5 for a move higher. Safer, it's going to be 139.5. Sure. That's a ways away, but this one could definitely start moving just off the bat. You can see how, this is just very strong right there. So I'm definitely watching that. So we have Run and FSLR, solar stocks. I could definitely see a continuation there. Some honorable mentions. It's like, Plug is also another nice renewable energy stock. It's not really solar. It's renewable energy there. They have to do with hydrogen, right? So watch this name as well. Look at that double bottom on the hourly. Right? Not really a double bottom, but you could even say higher low. Yeah, you could even say it's a higher low there. So watch out for this one as well. And I was gonna reach and say cup and handle, but not really. Not really a cup and handle there. Ooh, I even forgot that I drew this trend line. Look at this weekly. That's a weekly trend line break. So, ooh, this weekly chart looks really good here. All right, I'm very interested in Plug as well. I know it was an honorable mention, but this one looks interesting. Interesting to 31.8. That's that level where it rejected back here in April. So definitely I'll be watching this one. Tight price action on Friday. So if this does want to break out, I am expecting a nice move up to 31, and then take it to 31.8. So above 30, that's going to be a long on Plug. So that looks good for sure. Let's take a look at a couple other ones in the energy sector. Energy, okay. What's QS been doing? Not much. Blink. I'd rather play Charge Point instead of Blink. Yeah, Charge Point could do something as well. Yeah, trend line bounce. Boom. Might want to come up and test those highs from August. Maybe. It's a side watch. This is a side watch for sure. The main watch is going to be those solar stocks. So let's see what happens there. What about Los Angeles Clippers? What are they doing? I mean, this stock is just so odd. It likes to rip sometimes, and then it just stops moving. It just consolidates for the longest. So I don't know. I'm gonna set a price alert for this. Yeah, I'll put it above Friday's high, just in case it wants to do something. And then I'll also put this at the daily 9, in case maybe it does come down. That'll be a possible dip by there if it looks good. So we'll see what happens with that. End phase, it just goes crazy whenever it wants to. Sunworks. What about SunPower? SunPower is a good one too. It looks like a run. Yeah, this is a watch as well. Nice volume there too. Okay, we'll keep that on watch. All right, next sector that I want to look at. For sure, if market is green, take a look at Bitcoin and take a look at Bitcoin names. So this is BITO. This is the Bitcoin ETF. So it did make a lower low there, but look at just how quickly they bought it up, right? They don't want this lower. Nah, they don't want that lower. Um, so that looks good there. It does have a gap, but Baito doesn't really care about gaps that much, to be honest with you. It doesn't care about gap fills, I should say. Um, right here, though, since we're on the topic of gap fills, if it breaks this area 13.5, you've got a nice gap fill to 14.29. That's a pretty large move there. That's only going to happen if the market is bullish, obviously. But if you get above that 13.5 area, these Bitcoin names can really go. So I'm very interested in that. The first candidate, of course, Coinbase. They are and have been the strongest Bitcoin name for a while now, for a very long time, right? I would consider them the leader for the Bitcoin names there. So definitely have this on watch. I want to show you something in particular with Bitcoin. Check this out. With Coinbase, I mean, look, this weekly price action is very interesting to me. I think that something is going to come out for Coinbase. It's either going to be some company news or just overall, this is going to be a very strong stock. Check this out. So on the weekly chart, right? First thing I want to point out, lower low, whatever, higher lows again, right? You guys see what I'm talking about? You can even draw a trend line there, but more specifically, higher low, but look at this weekly doji candle weekly doji followed by a nice bullish engulfing. Engulfing above the previous week and the week before that. So that shows to me a lot of strength in this name, in combination with the fact that we have a gap fill to 82.6. So above this 81 level, you could take that to 82.6. Wait for a pullback there, see what happens. But really, my ultimate target for this is going to be all the way up here. You might be able to see 89 on that. So Coinbase looks really good to me. 89. If that breaks 90 psychological, take that up to 94, 95.5, 97, 98, around that area. This one looks fantastic in my opinion. So this is a top watch for me. Remember 82.6. See what happens there. That's the gap fill. Take that up to 89, 90, 94. The best entry, ideally, is probably going to be a pullback. But once it fills that gap, a pullback to the hourly 50. Hourly 50 is pretty far away at this time, 71. So I don't think that's going to happen. But if it wants to pull back maybe to the hourly 20, that'd be decent as well. If it pulls back to 75, that's a gift. All right, so keep that on watch. Looks fantastic in my opinion. The other Bitcoin stock that I'm looking at is SI, Silvergate Capital. Think about them as like the cryptocurrency bank. So they look good as well. Look at this hourly wedge pattern here. Yeah, it is an hourly wedge. Yeah, it's an hourly wedge. So recent breakout here on Friday. So it may come down and retest that trend line, but we'll see what happens, right? It's just all going to depend on what Bitcoin does, Ethereum does, the crypto market does, what the stock market does. But if this does want to break the highs on Friday above 97.3, which is going to coincide with this high area, which they sold it at this area, 97.3, 90, let me check this high, 97.1, really. So I'm gonna bring this down a little bit, right? 97.1. If it breaks above that level, I could see it just quickly move up 99, 100, and then that high 1015. So this one looks really interesting to me. It's just gonna depend, like I said, it's gonna depend on what Bitcoin does, what the market does. But this is a very nice mover as well. When it gets going, she gets going. Daily 50 bounce, above all moving averages as well, above the hourly 200. So this looks really good. So like I said, above 97.10, take that higher, 99, 100, 101. And the ultimate target is going to be this area, 107. And really, I'd like to see a test of that daily 200 SMA, which is going to coincide with around 110, 111. So that looks really good to me. We have coin, we have SI. Some potential runner-ups, Mara. It doesn't look that great to me. Nah, it doesn't look that good at all, to be honest with you. Let me see. Doesn't look that great. You know, the weekly, I like the higher low. I like that it's trying to get above. But really, nah, I'm gonna need this above. What's this level? Yeah, I'm gonna call it 15. That's a psychological level for Mara. I know a lot of people like to play that name. So we'll see what happens there. Keep that on watch. Let's see. Now I'm gonna just keep it at coin and SI. Those look very, very good. The next sector I want to take a look at is XLC communications, and specifically, I mean, you got a double bottom here on the weekly. That looks good. Boom, double bottom there. That looks decent. Let's see. This hourly is a breakout there, so that looks good. Yeah, hourly breakout. This is a wedge breakout above this structure. That looks good. Yeah, I'd really like to see it above that hourly 200 in order to confirm the trend change. As of right now, it looks good. Let's take a look at Meta. A bunch of drawings, I know. Let's clean this up. Okay. This area has been defended for a while. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a box here, because this is going to be a key area for Meta. Let me make it, I guess we'll leave it like that for now. Okay. So yeah, I want to keep this box here, because if we get a break above that, take it up to, what is this, 180? Yeah. So that's going to be 179, 181, 183. That looks interesting. 169.5, 171. Okay. Above 169.5, you could take it at 170.95. Call it 171. Above that, 172.4. And once it really starts breaking above that level, it could really start moving. So 172.4, you could really start moving up to, 177, 180, that area. And then it's really going to ultimately test that big resistance zone, 183, 182, around the area. If it breaks that, boom, you can take it up to 194, even 200 really, if the market is very bullish. So we'll see what happens with that. Keep that on watch. Google also got a lot of levels on that one. Okay, let's see. A bit similar to Meta, but I like that it has a higher low. Yeah, I like that higher low there. Let me draw a trend line on it. Yeah, that's interesting there. possibly wants to come up and retest that daily 50 at 114. It's above the hourly 200 as well, so I like that. Safer entry once above 112 is a break of that intermediate structure there. Boom, that price structure there. 112. You'll see a move up to 113, and then ultimately that 114 level there. Really, the target is going to be 116, but once again, market has to be bullish for this to happen. Not my favorite setups, but just something to keep on watch. So keep that in mind, Google and Meta. Let's move on. We have 2 more or 3 more sectors here that I want to go over. The next one's going to be XRT. So you guys saw how retail had its move. It did have a lot of what would you call it? A lot of interest back here. You know, in the beginning of August, saw some nice moves on that. Made a high, boom, came down. This is a higher low, so that looks good as well. My main focus on retail, and I should say though, right, a lot of these are having that same falling wedge pattern breakout, so that looks interesting there. XRT, I also want to look at XLP, which is consumer staples. This doesn't look as good as retail, but it's definitely something you want to keep on watch. Now, the stock that I'm looking at though for retail names is Costco. Look at this hourly, nice falling wedge breakout to the upside. Bounced at the daily 50, at the daily 200, so that looks really good to me. It's showing me that buyers are stepping up there. In order to confirm some more bullishness, I do need this above that hourly 200. The best thing would be probably wait for a pullback to retest that price structure. So somewhere around 535, maybe even 534. That could be a possible dip by there. So keep that on watch. I like this stock. Very, very nice mover when she gets going. The contracts could be a little pricey, so that's why it's best to catch this on a dip. So that's definitely what I'm going to be looking for. Catch it on a dip, maybe at 534, 535. Take it up to that hourly 200. See what happens there. Maybe take some profits. Let some other contracts ride and see where it goes from there. But to me, this looks really good. A nice support bounce, falling wedge breakout. We could take this higher, above 538. You can really see, let's see, 538, damn, 540, 542, 543, 547, 546, 47, and then 550. So very interested in this name. Let's see what happens there. Now, maybe my favorite setups out of all of these, except for the Bitcoin names, you know, these are probably top 2. Semiconductors. Remember how they got so beat down after Nvidia's earnings? We saw the reaction to that, but still they made a higher low on the daily chart. So that's what's very, very interesting here. Made a higher low. Hourly price structure break. Well, not exactly. Once it gets above that hourly 200, that's going to be a structure break, and you're definitely going to see a move higher on these names. So above, I'm going to call it 15. That's going to be Friday's high as well. You break above this 15 level, semis are gone. They look very, very nice to continue up. 15.58, 15.8, 16, and then above 16, boom, 17. So let's take a look at the semiconductor I am watching for sure. For sure. Nvidia, of course. I already told you, right? Boom. We saw that reaction to earnings. Huge, huge sell-off. Way, way beat down. They left the gap as well. 149.5. You've got a nice gap there. So that's going to be the target. Watch for a move above Friday's high. That's going to be 144.30. You can see that's exactly that same level where they sold it off, not last Thursday, but the Thursday before that. Sold it off at that level, took it to new lows as well. So watch out for that at there too. You break that, you got a nice gap fill. 144 to 149, you're definitely going to get over 100% on those contracts there. So watch out for that. 149.5, 150 psychological level, and then the hourly 200 is going to play some resistance there. So that one looks really, really good. AMD, another one that looks great, because this is one of those, this is a strong stock. It just got beat down because it's in the semiconductor sector. So this is still a great company. It's still a great stock. They just beat it up because Nvidia took a hit. So watch for this to have you. I would say it would have more strength than Nvidia, but that's me speculating. We'll see what happens when the market opens tomorrow. But AMD 100% is going to be on watch. Hourly 200 is right there, so no buy just yet. Wait for a pullback on that. 85.6. Once it breaks above that, you're gonna see a move. No gap fills on this. No gaps on this. So keep it on watch though. The best entry for this probably somewhere around 84.8. If it comes down to 84, that's a gift. That's a dip buy in my eyes. If it comes down to that level, boom. But what probably is going to happen is it'll try to break higher. It'll meet resistance at the hourly 200. It'll pull back, and that might be the actual entry there. So let's not get hasty. Let's see what the market holds for us. So Nvidia and AMD, best semiconductors there in my opinion. Last but not least, we're going to go over these banks now. We saw the strength that they had last week with Jerome Powell speaking. Even after he spoke, the banks had some nice strength to them. So let's see if this is a breakout. I mean, I would say it is. I would say that is a breakout. Hourly wedge, kind of a wedge. But I did have this daily chart, inverse head and shoulders drawn out already. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So it doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look bad at all. Maybe it wants to come back up to 35, 35.4, 35.7. That could be interesting there. Nice tight action on Friday. So you're going to mark those levels there above 34.5. Take that higher. It's above the hourly 200. This is in an uptrend now. It looks really good there. Broke that price structure, right? So this definitely looks good. 34.8 as well. I just saw that level. 34.8 is something you want to watch. Okay, let's take a look at these names then. Morgan Stanley. I'm interested in this name. Had a lot of strength last week, Thursday and Friday. Nice tight action, of course. Watch for a break above 89.8. Really call it 90. Call it 90. Well, you do have some resistance at 90.2. So if you really wanted to, you could just wait for 90.2. Yeah, you could wait for 90.2 or 89.8, take it up to 90.2. See what happens there. If it wants to come down, that's going to be under 88.79. Take that back to the hourly 200, but that's just if it wants to come down. I don't see banks coming down though. It's just going to depend on what happens with this daily 200, I should say. That's going to coincide with 89. Yeah, 89.27. So, looks okay. What about Goldman? I mean, yeah, it looks similar. Goldman looks similar there. Daily 50 bounce. It's above daily 200 as well. Now, this one just got above the hourly 200. and it broke that structure, and it closed above 340. So this one could be better actually. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like Goldman. I like Goldman here. 340. You have 344. You have 345. You have 346.7. And then 347.8. That looks good. Yeah. Goldman on watch for sure. If you want to take that higher, above 341, take it up to 344. Best ideal entry is a gift at 337. If you really wanted to pull back a little bit, hourly 20, yeah, 337, 338, that's a buy, in my opinion there. Keep that on watch. JP as well has some strength, but let's see where it rejected. Yeah, it rejected this level over here. So this is the 2 weeks ago. It's still in that price structure. So no longs just yet, unless it breaks that 120 level with very strong volume, elevated RVOL, then this is not gonna it's not gonna break it easily. But if it does break above 120, you have 120.7, 121, 121.6, 122, 122.8. I like Goldman better. Yeah, Goldman looks way better than this name. But no, if we see continued strength in banks, you're going to see a move higher on SPY. So keep a watch on that. If it pulls back to 118.6, holds, that could be a dip by there. But under this 118.6, you might be able to take it lower, possibly to retest 117.4. It's going to be a retest of that structure there. So definitely want to see what happens there. All right. That is what I have for my watch list there. Just to quickly recap, I am looking at solar stocks, watch 10 for a breakout of this hourly triangle there. My main watches are going to be Run and FSLR for continuations there. My favorite setups probably is Bitcoin names. Watch BITO, watch Coinbase. Coinbase is probably my favorite setup out of everything, with that weekly candlestick patterns there. Boom. We also had SI, which also looks pretty good, another Bitcoin stock, so watch for that. We had XLC Communications that involved Meta and Google. Google looks better in my opinion. Then we had retail names, which is going to be Costco, falling wedge breakout. Wait for a pullback on that. Hourly 200 needs to break above that in order to continue higher. That looks really good too. SOX L semiconductors, they look fantastic. They're probably gonna pull back around this area, but if they break out, they have a lot of room higher. Nvidia looks really good. Has a gap fill to 149.5. Take it to 150 as well. AMD, very strong name. Wait for above that hourly 200 break. Watch for that. And then banks, of course, have GS above that 341. Looks very good. All right, let's open it up to you guys. Any questions, comments, concerns, any tickers you want to look at?
Adobe, Omar.
Was that Adobe?
Yeah.
All right, very nice. Daily higher low. It tested that hourly 200, so that's good that it tested it here. It's probably gonna pull back a little bit. Ideal entry around 390. That looks good. Even better entry, 388. That'd be a nice dip by there. But if you want to wait for more confirmation above 396, that's the highs on Friday. Take that up to 399.5, 400 really, because that's psychological. Then you're gonna see 4016, that area there, and then 4016, 4065. This looks decent. No, this looks good.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it has earnings next week too.
it has earnings.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this looks good.
Yeah, my top watch is just Microsoft though. For tomorrow.
Microsoft. Let me take a look at that in a second.
Over 267.30. It's gonna
Okay.
explode up to 272.
Okay. But yeah, Adobe 4016, take it to 4065. The ultimate target is likely going to be that weekly 200 at 414. Now it's definitely going to take some bullishness in the overall market. But
Mm-hmm.
if Adobe starts running, she could really go. Microsoft, let's take a look here. Once again, higher low.
It just got to break 267 on the daily chart and look at that daily candle. There's no resistance.
Yeah, I do see that. I do see that. 267.
Just a straight
Yeah,
red candle.
267, take it to 270. Then I see 272 and a half, 274. You got this little price structure here. Boom. That's going to be 275, 276.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we break above, I mean, we already did 307. It looks like we're good back to 312.
That's exactly what I was saying earlier. Yep. Very true. Very true.
That's 320 easy.
Yep.
What
30,
about,
308 if you want to be safer on the Qs, but this is really a straight shot. 312, 314.
yeah, most of my watch list is all the same exact setups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything
We're ready.
looks alike.
Yeah. But phase. What do you think of phase?
Yeah, Enphase, another one of those solar names. This one is a bit tougher to catch. I mean, it did have this nice consolidation for a couple weeks here. Then it had that structure break. Came back to retest here, but they did sell it off on some pretty decent volume. But the fact that it's solar, it's probably gonna continue. It's gonna do another one of these consolidation moves before the next pop. That's why I'd rather look at Run. I'd rather look at First Solar because they both have catalysts. I believe Run had earnings last week or 2 weeks ago. Let me double check that.
Yeah, facts. Phase is Kev's favorite stock.
Yeah, Enphase is a monster though. If you can catch it on the dip and just ride it up, that looks really good.
I
It's
know.
bullish though. It's absolutely bullish, right? But let me give you some levels here, some intraday levels. Okay. So I have 307. You can take that back up to 312, 314.5. Yeah, 307, take it to 312, 314 and a half. And after that, 317. Then you can take it up to those highs, 323.
Yeah, I agree, huh? They kept nailing that stock somehow.
Yeah.
I like Bank of America too. Over 40, I mean 35.50.
Bank of America.
35.50.
I do see that. Mm-hmm. Yep. 35.50. That's gonna go to 36, 36.30, 36.60, and then 37.
AAL over 1450 as well.
Let me take a look at the airlines sector.
Jets.
Yeah, Jets, if it can get above 1814, that's going to move. 1838, 1850. AAL, let's see. What's the level you had?
Let me pull it up real quick. 1450.
Yeah, I have around that as well. So it looks like 1425. You could take it up to 1450. See what happens there. Above 1450, you got 1474, 1473. Then it has 1485, and then 15.
Yep. Oh, another stock. I think it was Chewy. Chewy looks great. I think it was Chewy.
Okay, I see it. I see the potential.
Oh, it already filled the gap. Never mind. Yeah, no, it's quick.
Yeah, it filled it.
Had to play though on Friday when it broke above that $36 retest on the 15 minute.
But if you're still interested in this one, you'd want to wait above 37.5. 37.5, take that up to 38.5, and then above that, 40. That'll be the target for that.
Yeah, I agree. Try to patiently wait tomorrow. I mean, I'm honestly, I wanna be short tomorrow, but I just hate going long after
Mm,
stocks are breaking resistance because I feel like my risk is like so high.
yeah.
Because if it pulls back, it's like, damn, it's already flown so high, I can pull back just as far.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I mean, we just gotta wait and see what happens tomorrow. We're already gapped here, so we'll see.
Yeah, if we can get some consolidations. I love that. I can
The
just have a tight stop right below the lower
e-
low.
even better is if we open with the gap already filled. You know,
Yeah.
if it pulls back, it's already filled the gap. That's a gift right there. We could take that long.
Oh, we're up. Oh my god, like we already gapped up in futures.
Yeah, we did. Yep.
I mean, but look at that daily candle. I mean, if this is a 5 minute chart, I mean, it looks bullshit as hell.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
It could go back up to 4,199 on the daily.
Yeah, we look good as of right now.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? Any other comments, concerns?
No, I think tomorrow's just gonna be bullshit as hell. I mean, I hope we can get a retest of 4,071 for that last. You see that level?
I see. I see. Yeah.
Hopefully, we can get a dip by there. But other than that, I'm long until 4,200's broke.
Yeah. All right. Thank
But
you guys for joining.
yeah,
All
I'll
right.
see you tomorrow.
All right. Peace.